Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome back to our podcast. You're here with Los First Gen, my wife, my beautiful critter, Thalia.
And Aaron, my beautiful husband, my beautiful bald man with eyebrows.
I do have eyebrows. They are nice eyebrows.
You have really nice fucking eyebrows.
Thank you. What is this, episode 8?
Episode number 5.
Welcome to episode 5.
Hey, we're really fucking tired, but we're gonna pretend like we live and awake.
Echándole ganas.
Yes. Let's talk about what we're drinking
For
real quick.
Fun.
We are actually having mocktails. I am having a Taste Salud Paloma. This shit is bomb with chamoycito and some tajin. And then my husband's actually having it's just sparkling water, right?
Sparkly water, lime, and your chamoy rim with tajin.
Delicious.
Gotta get up early tomorrow, so not drinking tonight.
Today's Friday, so this is our party recording for you guys. Shout out to our 11 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. Is it down below? Yeah, subscribe down below. Hit thumbs up and let's get started. Did you have a topic that you wanted to talk about or you want me to kick it off?
Kick it off.
Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk about that your sister actually mentioned is this woman that is running for president. Her name is Nikki Haley. Don't vote for her. And in her presidential debate election, these are the primary elections, like barely starting. One of her pitches is that she wants to make us work until we're 70 years old, so you can't retire before you're 70. How do you feel about that?
Imagine you are 65 right now. You just signed up for your retirement. I'm sure they get grandfathered in. But say you're not 65, you're 64, and then she gets elected. Fuck you. What's her name?
Nikki Haley, I believe.
Fuck you, Nikki Haley. The fuck? You work till you're 70.
I know, just because you want to work till you're 70 does not mean that everybody wants to work till they're 70 years old. Especially people who are out there working like labor intense jobs. You really think that they can do it till they're 70? That's fucked up. And you know that the presidential election is this year? I feel like I just voted.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and you guys better freaking vote, and please don't vote for Trump if he ends up running, because I don't even know if he can. And I already saw a bunch of comments of these Trump fucking lovers already hyped up about it because they think that Mr. Trump had the economy better, which they don't understand how economy works.
Probably not.
No. So they think that Biden has everything to do with this economy. But I don't want to talk too much politics because that's kind of boring. So let's get into the next topic. Do you have something?
I have a question.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. What's your question?
If you were to pick a female president right now, who would you pick?
Kamala Harris. She's already vice president. She already knows what's going on. She already is the right-hand man to the president. So why wouldn't she be president?
Say it was her up against Michelle Obama.
Oh, okay. Michelle Obama for sure. But I know damn well Michelle Obama don't want to run for president.
I don't know. I heard some rumors.
For real?
Her cousin told my friend, which told me.
Shut the fuck up.
I heard it somewhere.
Really?
I heard it somewhere.
That shit.
I mean, I didn't just think of this.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was like, dang, that's a good question.
Yeah, no, I didn't just think of this. I heard it somewhere. I was like, okay, damn, I'd vote for her.
I would vote for her because she was literally the right-hand man to the president. That's the right-hand man. The one that's sleeping with the president. You know that's the right-hand man. ¿A poco no? ¿A poco they don't tell him the secrets to the wife?
I don't know. Ask JFK.
JFK's dead.
Oh, who was it? Clinton. Ask Bill Clinton. You get it?
No.
Because he had an affair.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure with the affair, he wasn't telling her everything.
True.
You don't tell your mistress everything unless she's real fucking good. Unless you in love. All right. So off of the presidential shit, but y'all better vote. Sign up if you're not signed up already. We're signed up already, and go vote.
Fuck Trump. Pero vote for whoever. Just vote.
Yeah, vote for whoever, but also don't be a woman hater. Don't be a racista, because you know who those are, in my humble opinion. That would be Trump. I haven't heard, other than Nikki Haley, I haven't heard any other of the Republican speeches. Obviously, I'm more with the Democratic Party, but more liberal than Democratic. But you know, it's a liberal's never gonna win. So moving on, just vote. I know people think that votes don't matter, but I think so many people think that votes don't matter that they don't vote, and then we'll obviously a shit ton of people that would back us don't show up because they don't think it matters. So I saw this on a different podcast. I saw this, well, I've seen it on La Platica, but I've also seen it on, I think it's called Brown Bag. And they just ask the other person 3 words in Spanish to see if you know what they mean. So since you're Mr. Los First Gen, Mr. the husband of Los First Gen, I want to ask you 3 Spanish words, and I want you to tell me what they translate to.
Sure.
Okay. So what is desarrolladores? Desarrolladores.
D-rollers.
What? Say that again.
And repeat the word.
Desarrolladores. Beep, boom, beep, beep, boom, boom,
The fuck's the rollador? I know
beep.
desa means like undo.
Desarrolladores.
Desarrolladores. Rolladores. Is that a coin roller?
No, I'm going to tell you.
Coin unroller? Give me a hint.
So this one kind of relates to what we're trying to do in life.
Investors.
Close. Remember what you were saying earlier about land? Second word.
Land developers.
It's
Developers.
It's developer.
Desarrolladores?
Yeah. You're developing something.
Oh.
So that is one of them. Let me move on to the
Soy
next one.
desarrollador.
Use it in a sentence.
Hola, soy
Yo soy una
desarrolladora.
multimillonaria. Ooh. Okay. Next word. You ready? Espantapájaros.
Scarecrow.
Damn, I thought I was going to get you on that one. Dang, sí sabe el señor. I was trying to choose some that I was like, I'm going to get him. Because there were some that I think are very commonly unknown that I think that you know them because you've heard people not know them. You know what I mean? Maybe on TikTok, maybe on Instagram, something.
I don't browse TikTok.
Oh, sorry. He doesn't.
I don't
He's
really
not
browse anything.
Yeah, on Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah, but Instagram's more not browsing. It's just
One of these episodes, we're going to go through his
the
For You
people I
page.
follow.
We're going to go through his For You pages and see what the hell he's looking at. Okay, moving on to the last word. Are you ready?
Go.
Estrenar.
Try on. Yeah.
Hey, he's pretty good.
Estrenar. I literally say that a lot.
You never even speak Spanish. You never even spoke Spanish.
Mira, estrenando.
You do say that.
Thank you.
Okay, so he did pretty good. 2 out of 3. We're going to test you on the next one, or maybe you can test me on the next one. We'll see. Okay, moving on to our next thing. That was a quick little game. The next thing that I had was I wanted to get into, since our name is Los First Gen, some Latino stereotypes that I read on the Wikipedia. These are stereotypes that are out there for us to see. Obviously, they're not facts because anybody can change Wikipedia. If y'all didn't know that, did y'all know that? Did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure that people know, because maybe we have youngins watching, but Wikipedia is not facts because anyone can go in there and change it. I can literally go in there and update shit. But I can tell you that these stereotypes are pretty, I know these stereotypes. So the first stereotype, and this is about men, is that Latinos are cholos. What do you think?
Latinos
Yeah.
are cholos.
Yeah. Just in general.
Absolutely.
You think so? You think the biggest part of our population is the cholo?
No, but I think being a cholo, you have to be Latino.
Isn't a cholo like a gangsta?
But if you say gangsta, I guess gangsta applies to a wide variety of...
If you think of gangsta, I think gangsta is a cholo. But you're saying that a cholo can only be a Hispanic, a Latino. Is that what you say?
Cholo can
Can only be a Latino.
Only be Latino. Yeah.
I don't think so. I think if someone tells me I saw a cholo on the street, I'm not gonna automatically think that they're Hispanic. In my head.
100%.
Really?
Yes.
Not me.
A cholo?
A
If you say cholo, the Spanish word cholo,
yeah.
it's definitely a Mexican dude.
Yeah, I don't.
What about chola? You're going to think an Asian?
Could be. You know, when I think of that, I think of like the head, the makeup, the liner, I think the eyebrows, but anybody can do that.
Yeah,
I've seen many gangsta girls that are not Latinas, but of course, stereotype is that when you say a cholo, it's a Mexican guy.
Yeah.
That's the stereotype. So you agree with the stereotype, like you think that's true?
Yeah.
You see it in your head? You can picture a cholo right now in your head?
Yeah. 1,000%.
Okay, so the next stereotype is that all Latinos are illegal.
At some point.
Yeah, but isn't everybody illegal at that point?
Illegal. Damn. It's fucked up.
Illegal aliens, let's just say that. Because that's what it said.
I think if you're in a border town, I think the probability is much higher than if you're in Ohio.
Yeah.
But no, you don't fucking just go around thinking, oh, look, a Mexican, he's illegal.
I think we don't think that, right? Because we are from Mexican heritage. We are Hispanic. Our parents are Mexican born and raised. And so we don't think it. But at some point, I could tell you that my mom and dad were both illegal.
Yes. So my dad and my uncle were brought in illegally.
Yeah. I don't know how. At some point, I'm going to bring my dad on here so we can get his story and everything about him coming to the States. But he was pretty young. I think he was probably like 14 or something when he came over here. Obviously, that's not true. I feel like the non-brown people think that whenever they see a brown person, they automatically think, oh, they're illegal just because of our skin color, or they hear us talk Spanish. Have you ever heard the people that hear someone talk Spanish and they automatically they say, don't talk that, talk English, we're in the Estados Unidos, like we're in the United States. They tell them to talk English.
I've never experienced that firsthand.
You never heard that?
I've seen videos and
yeah. Okay.
I'd be like, cállate pendeja.
And it's also, whenever people record these videos and they're saying that shit, nobody's talking to you when they're saying talk English, we're in the United States. Nobody is even talking to that person ever. They just put themselves into the situation. Okay, so that was an illegal. So I think from our perspective, obviously not all Hispanics are illegal. We know that.
So maybe the stereotype is probably non-Hispanics.
Yeah, I think non-Hispanics will see, most non-Hispanics will think that if they see a Hispanic person, they are illegal. And if you are not Hispanic and you think otherwise, comment down below. But I think that's the stereotype. But I think most people like us, we don't think that, because we know that you could be born here, that you could have signed up for a visa, that you could have become a US citizen. We know all the different options. Okay. Another one is that we are job stealers.
100%.
You agree with that?
No. I think they fill jobs that aren't filled.
I think that we do the jobs that the people who are here don't want to do.
Yeah.
So are we taking your jobs? Not really. I think, if anything, the jobs that we're stealing, as people see, is maybe those people that are taking those higher paying jobs. But at that point, you're obviously not illegal and you have the right to that job because you've been in this country forever. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's, how do you steal a job? I guess they gotta beat you to it or underbid you. It's just one field, construction. And it's not completely dominated by illegals, not at all.
Yeah, but it's not even talking about illegals. This is talking about just
Even if they're not
Latinos
illegal?
being job stealers. Yeah.
Even if they're citizens?
Yeah. Apparently,
Oh,
we're just
psh.
job stealers.
I mean, if someone beat you to the job and y'all had the same interview, suck.
Yeah, I think that all is fair in love and war. Just kidding. I think that we all trying to get ours, all of us, brown, white, Asian, all the colors. We're all trying to get ours, and if somebody beat you to it, obviously they were a better fit for that job. Sorry about it.
We gotta eat too.
So,
Plenty
don't-
of jobs out there.
and if you didn't get that job, go to the other one and stop saying, "Oh, they stole my job." Obviously, you suck.
That's funny.
I wonder if I've been
I
called
thought
a
we were
job
just
stealer
talking about
before.
illegals, not Mexicans in general. Damn, that's funny.
It's not Mexicans though, it's Latinos. Latinos. See, that's another stereotype that I wanted to get into. Now you're leading into it, because when people think Latinos and they're saying, "Oh, yeah, I'm a Latino." They think that we're all from the same place. But there could be a Cubano, there can be a Venezolano, there can be a Colombian, but most people, non-Latinos, will group us. They group us into one. We're all one. We all come from the same place, is how they see us.
100%.
But we don't. It's crazy because
Puerto Ricanos, we're all the same.
well, Puerto Rico is supposedly part of the U.S.
They're Mexican too.
Not Mexican.
I know, just kidding. I used to.
Do you see that stereotype though?
I used to joke about it with my Puerto Rican coworker.
What would you tell him?
I'd call him Mexican
Why would you call him
because
Mexican?
he'd get mad about it.
Well, of
But
course.
not like seriously mad. He'd be like laughing, like, I'm not Mexican, stupid.
We'll see. He's one that's leaning into the stereotype. So we are not all from the same
I just
place.
meant like, what up, brother? We're the same.
So you would, yeah, but
Call him Mexican.
yeah, that's not where he
He'd
comes
be like,
from.
oh, I'm Puerto Rican. I'd be like, oh, same thing.
Chingao. You hear this man? This man is the one that's feeding into the stereotype, you guys.
Damn, I wrote that on the Wikipedia.
Yeah, you went in there and updated that. We are not all from the same place. We all come from different things. Some people like to eat plantains with their foods. Some people like to eat beans with their foods. Some people like spicy. Some other cultures do not like spicy. We're all very different. And we talk different. And you can hear even just in Mexico alone, if you go to different places in Mexico, people would speak differently. So the differences are freaking crazy. It's just here. I think it's just mainly in places where they see a lot more Mexicans that they think that we all come from the same place because they hear us all talk kind of similar. But yeah, we're not all from the same place, you guys. So ask people where they're from. Don't just assume they're from Mexico or Venezuela.
What does Latino mean?
Okay, guys, we are back, and my husband has a definition for you for Latinos.
Latino and its variations refer to a person with origins from anywhere in Latin America, including Mexico, South and Central America, and the Caribbean.
Yeah, that's why I said the Spaniards are not de España. They're not part
So
of the
not
Latino.
all Latinos are Mexican,
No, exactly.
but all Mexicans are Latinos.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go.
What about Latinx?
Oh, I don't know about that. Don't even start with that. I don't care about that.
Right?
Yeah, I think Latinos is
we do not
enough.
claim.
I think Latinos is enough because it's already such a variety of people to then what's the X meaning? Do you know?
Oh, it's because Latino is
It's male.
male. Yeah.
Oh.
Some people got together and said it should be Latinx.
Yeah,
Represent all males and females. I never counted y'all out.
okay. So that's what a Latino is. So basically they generalize us all. Whenever they see a Cubano, they're like, oh, they're all from the same place. Cubano, Mexicano, most people don't care where we're from. They assume that we're all from the same place. Do you think that's true? I think that's true. I think people who are not Latinos don't understand. A lot of them don't.
I mean, shit, I don't even know. Yeah, I just remember seeing my homie, and he's Hondureño.
Uh-huh.
I was like, "What? You're not Mexican? You're Hondureño?" I was like, "That kind of makes sense. You are a little bit different."
Yeah.
Pero tiene la cara de nopal todavía.
Yeah, but it's not the same. Why are you feeding into this
It's
stereotype?
a
I
different
don't like
nopal.
this.
Who do you think wrote that wiki page?
We're not all from the same place. And I feel like you're making other people feel like, oh, well, you must be Mexican when they can be
If they don't know
Colombian.
the culture, then how else would they learn
They learn what?
where all the Latinos come from?
Who? The people? The people that
Yeah,
are making
people.
these stereotypes?
Random people, yeah.
Yeah, but you can clearly see when someone speaks Spanish that this person speaking Spanish is not speaking in the same way as the other. So you just generalize them and they're like, oh yeah, they all come from the same place.
It's probably not that important to them.
I guess not, but so then it's a stereotype. I do believe it is a stereotype that's out there, and he likes to feed into it because he likes to think that everyone's Mexican. I think he's just proud of his heritage, but I like to be on the other side of it, and I like how do I explain this?
How do I?
Everyone has their own identity, so wherever they come from is important to them. So no, not everyone is Mexican.
I think Mexicans are cool, so if I call you Mexican, I think you're cool.
Well, there you have it.
I'd like to call my sister Mexican, even though she's clearly white.
She's listening. That's why you're calling her out. I wish you could see your face. Because she's probably just listening and not watching. You're an idiot.
Her dad is probably Caucasian. I'm not sure.
Okay. We know for sure she's half Mexican.
Yes. So she's half cool.
Yeah. Ah.
I'm joking.
She's all cool. Okay, so the next one is that we are hard labor workers. We agree.
Bruh, I can't stop working hard. I don't know how.
We just wake up and we're like, oh, what's the hardest job on my body? And I want to do that. And that's the only job that I can do because my brain doesn't work.
My favorite job through college was being a mover, a furniture mover.
Ooh, at some point we need to talk about the 1,000 jobs that you had.
That was my favorite job. It was brainless, was able to turn my brain off, just pick shit up, put it down. And it was a workout too.
So you think that all Latinos are like that? We're just born and we're like, hey, we want to pick up heavy shit and that's what we want to do all day.
I think Latinos can fucking grind.
Yeah, I think we can fucking grind, but I think
we can grind, but that's not the goal for the rest of life.
No, it's not. But I think also the stereotype is leaning more into that's all we can do, that we can just work hard, we could just pick up heavy shit, put it down, do the hard labor, and we can't do anything else.
Oh, I mean, I'd be typing all day now.
So we obviously disagree with the stereotype. I mean, I think that we can work hard for sure, because I could tell you right now, my dad is 55 and he's still out there busting his booty, and he's the hardest working man that I know. Him and my grandpa work so fucking hard. See or no?
Yes.
Anytime you need my dad to do some fucking labor, some shit, he gonna come through and he's never gonna complain about anything hurting. He gonna bust his butt. But let me tell you, then there's those people that also come from Mexico, from Colombia, from wherever they come, and they were doctors there, and so guess what? We can also use our brains, you guys. Just here to tell you that. Just like everyone else, just like every other culture, you have those people that like to just work hard, and then you have others that like to use their brains for a living. Yeah, I think obviously office jobs, like the ones, I mean, they're not office jobs per se, but they are. because all we do is sit down all fucking day. I think they're more mentally strenuous. And then when you're working hard out, whatever you're doing, putting grass, building a fucking house, painting, I think it's nice because you get to kind of shut off your brain for a little bit and just focus on the task at hand instead of having to do all this shit in your brain.
Well,
But I think they're both hard in different ways.
furniture moving is really physical and less strain on the brain. But I think like painting and some of that construction stuff requires brain
Oh, yeah.
and bronze.
Yeah, but I think once you do it so much, it becomes like any other job.
Yeah, muscle memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I work out my brain a lot, so my head's big.
I think we could be both. We are hard workers and we are brain workers too.
That's right.
But I think both are hard in their own ways. If they see you at 7-Eleven, they're like, "Oh yeah, this guy probably works putting cement down or helping
Wearing
cement."
pajamas. Wear pajamas all the time. They can see me 7-Eleven. This dude don't work.
He lazy as fuck, which is another one. Let's go into that one. We're lazy.
So we're hard workers.
And we're lazy,
And
apparently.
we're lazy?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Well, you know what? I've probably met maybe a handful or maybe not met, just maybe know of some people that just don't want to work.
Yeah.
Want it handed to them. How do you say? What's the word? Mantenidos?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I think, again, these stereotypes are funny because on one hand you have, they're hard workers, but on the other hand you have that they're lazy. So what are we? I don't understand.
I think there's both hard workers and lazy people through all race.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to say earlier, that in any race there's gonna be people who are working hard and or using their brains in another one. It's gonna be in every race, but I feel that these are stereotypes that they use with us. They probably use stereotypes for every other race, but these are the ones that I'm looking at for us that we can kind of relate to and understand. So the next one is that we are uneducated. Latinos are uneducated, girl.
Maybe it's like a statistic. Like, I don't know. Maybe there's a number where they can see. Is it Mexicans or Latinos?
Latinos, baby. Everything's about Latinos.
So there's probably some sort of statistics saying there's this many Latinos and only this many went high school, college.
I don't think these stereotypes they're not going and coming up with population sizes.
Oh, they're just like assumptions.
Yeah, it's just assumptions people make. Okay.
There's a lot of Mexicans in college when I was there.
Yeah, I think there's going to be various different races that, again, in every race there will be uneducated people and educated people. And also, just because you go to college, I feel that I've met people who have gone to college that are really dumb. So just because you went to college, you're not smart. You have to actually use your brain and do something with the stuff that you learned. Hopefully it applies to your job or something. But yeah, I think uneducated is false also because my mom has friends that come from Mexico and from other places too, that they literally were something big back in there where they were at. So for example, I think my mom's boss, I think she was a doctor back where she's from, but she came to the US because she needed to come to the US for a little bit, and she's gonna go back to practice. Like, she's a full ass fucking a doctor. So people out in other countries are also educated. They can be lawyers, they can be doctors, they can be teachers, they can be all these other things. They think just because they're from a different country that we're Latinos that we can't get any education. They can be architects and stuff like that. There's a lot of people that come from Mexico that actually already have an education. They just are looking for something else here, or maybe their life just brought them here. I don't know what it is.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, some of the people, obviously, if they're staying in Mexico, is because they have it well. But it's kind of hard to make it in Mexico in some places.
I bet.
And I actually looked up a percentage of poverty in Mexico, and the percentage is pretty high in Mexico. This is not all Latino countries, because I didn't look all the countries up. But in Mexico, it's pretty high up there. I think they have like a poverty level of about 48% of the population is in poverty. That's almost half of the population that is in poverty.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And that is very different in the US according to the Google sphere. I think the poverty level here in the US is like 19% or something, but obviously the US is a lot bigger, so you got to take that into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
I think the uneducated part is a little hard if you are coming from Mexico to get a better life and you came in illegally. It's hard to then become educated. So I think that's where people get the uneducated from. I told Aaron this, but I do want to bring my dad on the podcast at some point because I think his story is kind of interesting. I haven't even talked to him about it, but this will be way later, not anytime soon.
We're going to have some beers.
Y'all can have some beers.
No one's going to be able to understand him.
Shut up.
I can barely understand him.
I think they'll be able to understand him because Aaron has trouble understanding people speaking Spanish really fast, in my opinion.
You speak Spanish really fast.
What about machismo? They think that all men from Mexico are machistas.
Machistas are
like, I'm head of household.
Like stereotypical men.
Stereotypical men that don't let their women do anything. You want to dress a certain way, you can't dress that way. You're going to cook for me. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do, like that head of household, but in a nasty way, not in your typical way. Even machismo could lead to hitting a woman, I believe. Because basically women are nothing. The woman doesn't matter. So what do you think about that stereotype? I think...
Sorry, what was the stereotype?
That men are machistas.
Latinos. Or machismos.
Machista. Well,
machista.
Machismo is the thing. You're like, if we experience machismo, but machista, like if I call you, you're a machista. It's just a different term of
I'd
saying.
be like, what's that?
You're a little machista.
Damn, it must be true, bro.
Back in the day. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I think I see that a lot in the older Latino folks, for sure. Definitely, that's how it was back in the day. The man was expected to work and take care of the woman, so I guess maybe that fed into the ego and it's like, whoa, I'm the provider, so what I say goes.
So for machismo, I think that, like you said, it's for the older, I think it's more the older generation, but I think that it still exists in the younger generation if you're coming straight from Mexico right now. So if you're a new resident in the US and you just came from Mexico, it's possible that you could have that machismo in you if you grew up in the rancho where that's all you knew, you know? So it's possible that it's still out there. So that stereotype, I kind of still do think it exists. I don't think that stereotype is extinct. It should definitely be extinct, but it's not there yet. I do see it getting better though. And I hope that any women out there with machistas, you better put your foot down, girl, because tell them,
you better put your foot down.
And you better tell them that men are trash.
That's right.
Yes, I know men are trash. I think that's one of the stereotypes that I agreed with the most about machismo. And this also, machismo is the breadwinner, right? So in another way, I think machismo is in the Mexican folk. But then if you look at it, I think that other people that maybe have been here in the United States longer, whatever their race is, I think they could also have machismo, because if they're older, in the older generation, we women could not work back in the day, girl. Now we're trying to heal all that trauma that was created back in the day when we weren't allowed to basically do anything.
1920.
Oh, 1920. Okay. Dang, it's
Early
been 100 years.
1900s.
It's been 100 years. We're allowed to vote?
I think machismo can be any man. Like possessive
many
men.
men.
Possessive, jealous men.
Yeah. And I think, obviously, the way that we know machismo in our culture because that's what we grew up in. For me, for example, my grandma and my grandpa, my grandma's never worked, but I've never seen my grandpa as a machista. That's just how they were brought up, where he worked, he provided everything, and my grandma didn't. I don't think that was necessarily wrong. I think machismo, like really bad machismo, is cuando no dejas que tu pareja haga nada. Like, I'm here working and you're gonna stay your ass at home and you're gonna clean and you're not gonna go out anywhere. Like, you're just gonna stay at home and take care of me, and that's it.
I mean, where are you gonna go?
Well, my grandma was allowed to go places. She could go wherever she wanted, take her kids to places and stuff. This one was funny, I thought. Apparently men are Latin lovers, that y'all are a threat to white women. I was like, Wikipedia, who went in there and wrote that? Who stole your woman? Some white man went in there and said, threat to white women.
So the Mexicans are stealing white women. Their hearts.
Their hearts.
I mean, my homie do be liking his white girls.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. My homie loves white girls. He is
a Latin lover.
He has a type.
So I guess they out here stealing y'all's girls. Pay attention.
Mm-hmm. Babe did her hair today with some weird donut things. You caught me.
You're making fun of my hair.
And she looked like Benjamin Franklin.
Fuck
No. George Washington on the dollar bill.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, dude.
Okay, guys. So we are going to give you a quote of the day at each of our podcasts. I bought this little cute thing, and it is called Great Quotes from Great Leaders. Now, if the leader is not great, don't judge me, because I'm not saying they are great leaders. I'm just here for the quotes.
Yeah,
because what if it's some fucked up one?
I saw one. I was like, great leader.
Who was it?
I don't remember.
Okay, so this quote is from Linda Burney, member of Australian House of Representatives. It says, "The decisions you make when you're in Parliament or in the workplace affect others, and those decisions must be made whilst thinking of the effect they will have. Not all of them will be like this." This one's it's a cool quote, but it's not a great quote.
Yeah,
like it's not inspiring, is what I mean.
Whoever put this little book together was just reaching.
No, because the ones that I gave you that we read through were pretty good. There's some pretty good ones.
Some of them were pretty good.
So let's dissect this quote a little bit. But what it's basically saying, in my opinion, is that if you're a manager, if you're a boss, if you're a CEO, that your decisions that you make in the workplace, or if you're the president, they affect a lot of people, not just you.
Parliament.
Yeah.
I thought that was like government.
Yeah. But it says you're in Parliament or in the workplace.
Oh. So what she's saying is, when you make a decision, think about how it affects people. It's common sense, no? You said a lot of words to say, when you make a decision, think of how it affects people.
Yeah, I think it's not the greatest quote, but I think that some people when they go into management or CEO positions or these higher positions where they have to direct others, all they're thinking about might be the end thing. So say they're producing a product, all they're thinking about is a product, and they're not thinking about the people who are making the product. So in order to give them like a good workplace environment, you got to think of the people who are making this product. If not, the product's going to come out like trash. You got to take care of your people. Mm-hmm. I think that's what she's saying.
Yeah.
but I think I said it better.
Exactly. And then 100 years from now, this person's gonna be like, Thalia from Los First Gens said.
All this, I said a lot. It's gonna be a whole novel. If you're a boss, if you managing people, if you're doing something, think of the people who you are leading. And also they're looking to you. So if you're a sucky leader, you're creating sucky people is what I'm trying to say.
There's a lot of horrible bosses out there, right?
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. Like, how did you become an asshole? Why are you the way that you are?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right? Because when they went to work, they didn't start off as the boss.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, how did you become that? I don't know.
I think they just had it in them already.
A stick?
Yeah.
Up their ass?
Yeah. They could have already had it in them already, or their wife left them, or their kids hate them, or some crazy shit. I think there's so many things, but I think all of those things you should never take out on other people that have nothing to do with the problem. Leave your problems at home, folk. Especially in the workplace. You're going there to do a job and then you just go back home. But when you're at work, don't bring your problems with you. I know it's hard. If
the wife left him and the kids don't like him, he's probably an asshole.
Could be.
Just born an asshole.
Don't be an asshole, you guys, because those people will find other jobs. Trust. They won't stick around to see that stick up your ass too long. And if you keep losing people, like that turnover is high, then if you're the boss here and then your boss above you sees, oh, damn, why are all these people leaving? And every time they go to HR, they say, oh, my manager sucks or whatever. He's the reason I'm leaving or she's the reason I'm leaving. Best believe who's going to be on the chopping block next is going to be you. So be better. So I think that was the quote of the day. It should not have been discussed this long. Why do I always go on this long ass tangent?
We're talking to assholes.
Yeah, I think it's interesting though, no? Porque I don't know why people are assholes, but I also think it's funny when people go into the workforce thinking everybody's going to be the same as them and that you're going to get along with everyone, but you're going to meet people that don't have the same opinions as you, don't act the same way as you, but all you got to do is go to work, do your job, y que no te afecte la gente. Now your boss is a little harder not que te afecta porque he's the one telling you shit. But, you know, coworkers, if you don't really have to fuck with them too much, no importa. You know what I mean? Go there, do your job, go back home.
It's not that serious.
Let's talk about women. So women stereotypes in the Latino, not all of those were just men. They were like a mixture. But for the women, apparently we're very fiery.
Negative. Y'all soft as hell.
Am I soft?
What does that mean to you?
I see fiery as more like on the defense. Like you say some shit, I'm gonna come back for you quick.
Como like no te dejas.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, I would say it's valid. As you should.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, put your foot down.
I wish I was a little more fiery. Not with you, but when I have discussions with people and I don't stand my ground, or I used to at least. I think I used to just be like, yeah, whatever, I agree with you, just to not get into it. But I wish I was not like that. I wish I was a little more, had my own back, you know what I mean?
I feel you.
But I think there's some Latinos out there that got that shit. But I think there's a right place, there's a wrong and a right place to be fiery. I think we don't always have to be fiery, but that's a stereotype that they have for us. And I guess I don't agree that all of us are fiery, because like me, like when I think back when I was in middle school, that I could have talked back to my teachers and I never did. Like I just said, yep, I misbehaved even though I didn't do anything wrong.
Pussy.
And I think of, you know what I think of fiery? I wish I was more like my sister in that. Because my sister would be fiery as fuck. She'd be like,
She do be foul-mouthed.
Foul mouth?
Foul-mouthed. Mild.
What is that? She's fiery though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I was more like her because she states her opinion and she don't hold back. I think she's a little less now.
Would you say I'm fiery?
No, not at all.
What does fiery mean to you again? No te dejas?
Yeah, no te dejas. If it's a situation that you're not really into it, you're like, whatever, I don't care. You're not gonna.
Oh, that's different than me dejo.
Oh yeah, I guess you're not dejado.
Yeah, I mean, if someone's trying to argue about something like opinion based, I probably won't argue with you because I'm like, what's the point?
Yeah.
I don't care to.
Yeah. So I do think that we can be fiery, but I don't agree that we are all fiery. Okay. The next one was weird. Again, this is Wikipedia, so who knows who wrote these things. It says that we are hypofertile. Hyperfertile.
Oh, it's because we be having kids and shit.
That we have a lot of kids.
That is a fucking stereotype. Oh yeah, it's like every comedian ever makes fun of that shit.
That Mexicans have a lot of kids? Or
Yeah.
Latinos?
Latinas.
Oh, yeah, Latinas. Duh. I feel like it's, how do I explain this? When you live in poverty and you don't have means to a Planned Parenthood or a place where you can get birth control, especially way back in the day when they used to have freaking 20 kids and shit, ellos no sabían cómo cuidarse. You know, when you look at, for example, your great grandma, que descanse en paz, Mami Kina's
Mom.
mom, how many kids did she have? Muchos, right? I don't know exactly the number.
Yeah, at least 8.
At least 8 kids. But I think back in that day, you look at it and they didn't have, I don't think they had the means to getting maybe birth control. So it was just they probably just try to take care of themselves in a normal way, but they didn't know how. Like, you don't have social media, you don't have access to healthcare, you don't have access to that. So yeah, we popping out babies because we can't do nothing else.
I also think that women, Latinas back in the day, just wanted a big ass family. Like my mom Eche, she got a lot of kids.
But she wanted that?
That's a good question.
See, that's what I'm saying. So the next time I hang out with my grandma, I'm gonna ask her, why do you
why did you have so many kids?
No, she does. My grandma doesn't have that many kids compared to others. My grandma only has 5 kids, which is crazy for her.
Only.
And I've heard others like 12 kids and shit. So
it was doing God's work, populating the earth.
But I think we're not hyperfertile. I think there's a lot of women that are Latinas that have problem with their fertility. Is it dying? So yeah, I think it's a funny stereotype, but it's like back in the day we didn't have social media and we didn't have anything else to do, so let's fuck, let's get it on. What else are we gonna do? Let's get it
on. Hell nah, if sex was tied to kids, sex would not be that fun.
Especially like if you live in poverty, that'd be so hard. How do you keep these mouths fed? But I think it's that thing where you don't know how to track you don't know how to track your period or things like that. Back in the day, no te decían como how you got pregnant. They didn't tell you, oh, you're ovulating, don't have sex during this week. You know what I mean?
Is that also a machismo thing where they wouldn't wrap it?
Oh, for sure. They probably didn't have condoms back then either.
Really?
Yeah. Or if they had condoms, maybe they didn't have access to them.
Condoms were invented. The first documentation of condom was about 3000 BC.
Oh shit, that's a long time ago.
Something about a king. Maybe it was only royalty shit.
We'll see. We need to look more into that, but
1855. By 1860, rubber condoms were being mass produced. There you go. 1860. God damn. The fuck? They had condoms?
Yeah, but you say that, but we also don't know how easily accessible they had those things. Como, you know how we have Walmart people don't got Walmarts down the street. They had to travel to these places. And what if they didn't have a car? They didn't have money for a car to go get condoms. They got to travel by horse. They got to travel. But what I'm trying to say is, were the condoms easily accessible? And that's a question that I would love to sit with a person, a lady, maybe an older lady who had 12 kids. I would love to sit with her and ask her, was it your choice to have this many kids, or was it hard to not get pregnant, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. What if she just says, yeah? Is the interview over?
What? Says yeah to what?
Yeah, I wanted to have that many kids.
No? Then I would ask her, what is it about? Why did you want to have so many kids?
I wanted a big family.
But you couldn't feed them, ma'am.
Whoa. They're still alive.
You know what I'm trying to say about the protection part?
Yeah, I got you.
It's not just the man, but also I don't think birth control was easily, like, you didn't have things easily accessible.
Mm-hmm.
And then also when you're living in poverty, you have less access to things. And so the only thing that you can do is not have sex. So many different ways that it could go, but I do think about the easily accessible, and we didn't have the Flow app. Other ways that they could have gotten pregnant, right? If they wanted to fuck, they wanted to fuck. But I think for a woman who has 10 kids, I think they would be more scared to. They would have sex, right, because they wanted to, but they would probably be in fear. Oh, hopefully I don't end up pregnant again. Because popping out babies isn't an easy task, babe. Especially back in the day, you didn't know a lot of things. Things that could go wrong. I mean, for example, my grandma had, I don't know if all her kids, I don't think she had. I think she had them at someone's with the partera. She didn't go to a hospital.
Oh, hell nah. What you doing? Your grandma?
I'm pretty sure. I'm going to talk to her about it.
She had your mom, right?
Yeah, my mom was the first one.
There you go. Well, thank you, actually.
But there's only 5 of them, so that's not too bad. I'm just
saying.
saying.
That's a lot. That's a lot of kids. 5 kids.
You know why I don't think that's a lot? Because my mom had 4 kids. So that's why 5 kids
That's a lot.
I don't think that's a lot because of that.
One and done.
I think in the stereotype, they think that we just were super fertile.
No, just having babies like rabbits. I think that stereotype will change in a few.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely see that.
Decades?
Mm-hmm.
In a few decades.
Okay, so men are criminals.
Absolutely.
I think we've just been portrayed as that.
Men?
Yeah.
Latino men?
Yeah.
As criminals.
I think they get portrayed on like movies. A lot of these things I feel like are very, if you watch a movie, you'll see this shit on a movie. You'll see that they think that all Latinos are either janitors, maids, or gardeners. And I'm like, bitch, because they see the fucking movies and that's all that we mostly are on movies. I think obviously now you see us breaking into the industry where we're not just doing that. And obviously the novelas don't show that, but those are novelas in other countries. But I think it's funny because I'm like, what the hell? That's all you see is us?
There's that movie that I've been wanting to watch with the Latino actor. What's his name? The funny one? The only Latino actor.
Eugenio Derbez?
That doesn't sound right. Eugenio? No, not him. He's good too. And when I said the only Latino, I was joking.
Okay, I was about to slap the shit out of you.
The dude from End of Watch.
I know who you're talking about.
Well, him, he's plays in a movie where he plays a dude who was the first Mexican or Latino to go to space, to the moon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a movie. So, we've been to space. That's where I was going with that. Sorry, it took long. Michael Peña. And by the way, he's coming to San Antonio to Comic-Con. Check him out.
So I think a lot of these stereotypes, going back to all these stereotypes, I think these are all things that have been portrayed in movies and stuff, and so then people think that these things are legit, that this is all that we can be.
The movie's called A Million Miles Away.
Oh, also they say that Latinos are loud as fuck.
Mm.
I agree with that message and I love it.
Loud?
Yeah. When I think of loud, you know what I think about? I think of my dad blasting his music.
So loud, like just loud things or loud voice? Like when they're at a restaurant, they be talking like this all the time. Like, oh my God, did I tell you about my boss? Fucking asshole. They be talking so loud like that.
Yeah, but not in English.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. Like my tia, she talks really loud. And I always tell her, why are you yelling?
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, we play Loteria.
Yeah, I think with my family, we're all really loud. When we go to restaurants, if you listen, everybody's quiet and we're just cracking up. We're the loudest ones there. Do you agree with that? And
You are loud, yeah.
and I'm just like laughing. Even when me and him go to a restaurant, I'll be cracking the fuck up, and then like everybody's quiet around. I think I did that early when we were at Denny's earlier. I was like laughing at something, and then I looked around. And I was like, oh shit.
Denny's is better than snooze.
Okay. They probably don't have snooze everywhere, but in San Antonio, I like
Maybe
both.
not.
It just depends on what vibe I'm on. So I think we are loud, but I think it's like every other culture. We can be, and then there's people that are not. But my family is loud, and I love it. I wouldn't have it any other freaking way. You know what? You know why I think we're loud though? Because of there's so many people there that we want to make sure that we are heard. So we talk louder than the other person so we're heard. I saw you.
So the volumes just keep getting louder.
Yeah. Just keeps escalating.
So everyone's at max.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of these stereotypes, these are stereotypes from Wikipedia. We hope that the people have seen us differently. So everybody that's watching this, go onto Wikipedia and delete all that shit and update it with cool stuff about us. We are doctors. We are lawyers. We are accountants. We are hackers. We are construction workers. We are retail workers. We are painters. We're everywhere, you guys. We're not one thing.
We're mayors, senators, governors.
Hopefully one day president, boy.
Gee,
Not me, though. You won't catch me.
Get lit when we get a Mexican president.
I mean, it wouldn't be Mexican, right? It would be more Latino.
Latino, sorry.
I'm only saying that because you can't have been born in a different country and be president. It's not allowed.
Oh, okay. Damn, that sucks.
But
you see, we can't steal that job.
But we could be presidents because we were born here in the United States. But I don't want to be president.
Me neither. Tripping. Of the United States. No, thank you.
And you're not even manager, actually, because you have someone who's telling you what to do. Are you really manager if you're president?
You're more the face, I guess.
You're the face, yeah.
You're the spokesman.
Mm-hmm.
Joaquin Castro.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be president.
I hope so.
You're going to be the first Latino president.
I would cry.
Bruh. Lanier Vokes. Yeah.
He went to Lanier?
Yeah, he did.
Ay.
But then he moved to Jeff and graduated from Jeff.
It's okay. He still got
But
Lanier in him.
To Lanier, like, 3 years? First 3 years?
Yeah. I know that I probably will cut this, but at some point I would love to have Latinos from every different kind of jobs out there on here. Every kind of job. Doctors, nurses, lawyers, therapists, anything.
Teachers.
Sorry, I'm just naming from everything. I'm talking about any type of job that you can think of.
If you have a job, we want to talk to you.
Yeah.
If you don't have a job, we don't want to talk to you.
No. You got to get your ass to work. You got to tell me something interesting.
What is he doing?
Construction workers, anything, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
We want to talk to anyone, but I'm sorry. You have to be Latino, though.
Realtors.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be interesting because I would like to hear what they do, and I would love to hear crazy stories in their jobs, and then just kind of things that you had to go through as a Latino. I don't think everybody goes through shit being Latino in jobs, but I feel like I've experienced things, and I think if I've experienced things in the work field, then I think every other job would have experienced some. More people stereotyping you than more than anything is what I've experienced. That's it for today's podcast. Us Latinos are coming for your jobs, so you better hold them down because we coming for your jobs. All right, stay safe, subscribe, comment down below. Hide your jobs.
Hide your jobs. Hide your white girls.
Because we're coming.
Y'all safe.
We're gonna get them pregnant too. Be careful. We'll see you on the next one. Subscribe. We'll
see you on the next one. Comment down below if you'd like to pick my next outfit.
Okay.
Cool. See you next time.
Bye.